Good evening, everyone. Thank you to the Blair County Selection Committee for this tremendous honor. And while you honor me with this induction and this wonderful weekend of events, you've also given me an incredible gift. And that gift is the opportunity to say thank you to the many people who have impacted my life through the game of basketball. I played basketball for 12 years, and during that time I had 4 head coaches. All 4 of those head coaches are here tonight, along with my friends and family, and I am truly grateful. I met my first coach, Jim Sweeney, when I was 10 years old. Jim was the coach at Curtin Elementary, and he introduced me to the game. Jim drove the entire team to games. He would circle the neighborhood and pick everybody up, and we would head to 6th Ward to play. He would blast Earth, Wind & Fire on his radio, and I can still hear Jim Sweeney singing along. I never understood the game during my first year, but Jim was patient, and I was hooked. I got my first ball for Christmas that year and wore it out by the summer. Thank you, Coach Sweeney, for introducing the game to me and making it fun. Congratulations on your outstanding high school coaching career with over 400 wins. And I wonder if the Bellwood Annis girls have ever heard you sing. Thank you to my junior high school coach, Gary Smithmeyer. I loved playing for Coach Smithmeyer. He made the Keith Roosevelt rivalry seem like the NCAA championship. I made Roosevelt's 8th and 9th grade team as a 7th grader. 3 7th graders made the team that year, but only one of us was given the coveted shoe voucher. A player who possessed the shoe voucher could go to Schulman's and ask Jaime for the team shoes. You were on the list. Okay. Well, I didn't get the shoe voucher. It went to a better player, more deserving than me. I can remember every detail of the ride home that day. Steam was coming out of my ears, tears from my eyes, because I wasn't good enough to get the shoes. I ended up in a cast 3 months later due to tendonitis of the elbow. That's how much time I spent dribbling because I was determined to get those shoes as an 8th grader. Thank you, Coach Smithmeyer, for not giving me those shoes in 7th grade. That event lit some kind of fire in me. I learned a lot from you, and I was well prepared for basketball at the high school level. So if you played basketball in this area in the 1980s, and you were a girl from a public school, and you had a pulse, you dreamed of playing for Coach Tannehill and the Lady Lions. Coach had tremendous influence over his players, and that may be the understatement of the evening. It was his way or the highway. I remember a game at Indiana my junior year, and I was stinking up the gym, and we were losing. At halftime, after listening to Coach's critique of my play, he turned to me before leaving the locker room and said, I'm going to do my best for this imitation. Shingler, take off those knee pads. They are cutting off the circulation to your brain. But here's my point. I believed him. Off came the knee pads, and Rita, you know this, I love those knee pads. And guess what? My play improved, the team play improved, and we won the game. I never wore knee pads again. I believed what Coach said. That's the impact he had on us. When Coach said that we would win a state championship, I believed him. My senior year was a dream for any athlete. I was blessed with amazing teammates who bought into a work ethic that involved sacrifice and commitment. And with the support of our families in this awesome town, our dream of a state championship came true. Coach Tannehill, I want to thank you for your tremendous commitment to Altoona Lady Lion basketball. You created the bar for girls basketball in Central Pennsylvania. You taught your Lady Lions to strive to be role models on the court, in the classroom, and to represent ourselves, our school, our families, and our town. Thanks to your phenomenal dedication and perseverance, you put me and several of my teammates in positions to attract attention from college coaches. and realize our dreams of playing college basketball. Thanks, Coach. I am thrilled to have my college coach, Kirk Bruce, here tonight. Thank you, Coach Bruce, for helping me realize my dream. You gave me the opportunity to excel at Pitt and captain your teams, an honor that I hold very, very dear because it came from you. What I've never told you is that you are an incredible role model for me and everyone on the team. You were the John Wooden of the Big East. All of the other teams admired you. We learned many life lessons from you. As young people, we watched you balance your job and your very young family, and we were paying attention. Whether it was a big win at Penn State or a close loss against Connecticut, we were always mindful that we were representing Pitt and following your lead. Except, of course, for that double overtime win at Penn State, I remember that we were celebrating perhaps a little too hard in the locker room, and you were quick to remind us, me, that although we would definitely celebrate the win, we had another game in a couple of days and needed to focus on that upon our return to Pittsburgh. Your patience, kindness, tenacity, competitiveness, and composure are all traits that I have tried to emulate as an adult, a parent, and as a coach. To all 4 of my coaches and the many assistant coaches that I had, I share this award with you. And I want you to know that I have tried to pay it forward out of respect for what you gave to me. I coached both girls and boys of all ages over a 20-year period, and it was my goal to pass along many of the great attributes that I learned from you. Also assisting me with paying it forward was fellow Altoona and Pitt friend, Scott Colombo. I had an opportunity to work at Scott's Players Edge camp, where Scott taught me how to teach the game to young people. Thank you, Scott. And by the way, Scott, what a thrill to watch you beat All-American Charles Smith in sprints during your time at Pitt. I was so proud. To my mom and dad, thank you for your amazing support. I now understand what it's like to plan your life around your child's sports schedule. Dad, you paved over half our yard so that we could have a basketball hoop. You stayed home with me when I refused to go on vacation during my high school years, so afraid that time off meant that someone at Bishop Guilfoyle might be working harder than me, like Lisa Leitner, Georgiana. Dad, you were my best friend during my basketball years. And Mom, thank you for not taking my basketball years too seriously. That balance for me was so necessary. Your smile in the stands, even when I was playing my worst, was precious to me. I have followed your example of giving to others through my work with children. You are truly inspiring. To my siblings, Chris, Scott, and Deb, thanks for the many years of backyard basketball. Those games fueled my killer instinct. What girl doesn't want to beat a guy, especially a brother? And Deb, thanks for having my back on our high school team. To my extended family, Aunt Regina, Uncle Tom, Grandma Frances Adams, Aunt Donna, Aunt Natalie, Uncle Fran, and my late Uncle Bill, Grandma Shingler, and Pap Adams. Thanks for being my fan club. I was so fortunate to have a posse before it even became cool. And to my children, Julia, Jack, and Catherine, I love you, and I'm so proud of the young adults you've become. And I'm thrilled that you get to experience this weekend with me and can see firsthand the love and support that the people in Blair County give to their own. If you take anything away from my words tonight, remember to say thank you to the people who positively impact your life and pay it forward when you get the opportunity. To John, my husband, sitting right over here, you are the MVP of my all-time favorite team, and thank you for letting me be the captain. You have had perhaps, you had no choice on that one. You have had perhaps the greatest impact on me of anyone in the room. My life changed when I met you, my eyes opened, and together we have realized our dream of raising a family. You put up with my Irish fire, and I love you dearly. To my teammates from Altoona High, Rita Anderson, Tracy Slogic, all of my teammates on the 1986 state championship team, as well as former Altoona players who blazed the trail for our eventual success. Judy McNeilis, Lisa Fubio, Lori Young, Linda Schimminger, and a special shout out to Rita Anderson Lanza. We played on the same teams and we share the same 4 coaches that are here tonight. And my pit teammates, Rita Anderson, Lori Johnson, Sue Falvey, Sally Shearer, and Amy Holman. Thank you. We shared a common goal, to work hard and win. I was privileged to share the court with you, and I share this award with all of my former teammates. To the Altoona and Blair County community, thank you for your unbelievable support. To grow up in this area and play in front of packed gyms with people lining up hours in advance for tickets was the biggest motivator a young athlete could have. I have always been very proud to tell people that I'm from Altoona, and to have the love and support of people in your hometown is truly a blessing. Thank you to Rich DeLeo, Cal Bergonia, and the late Charlie Weston for bringing our games to anyone that couldn't be there. It was very special to have our radio personalities support our teams. And finally, there are several people in the room that I would like to acknowledge because they took care of us 30 years ago, and they are still doing it today. And I'm sorry that I can't mention everyone that I would like to. Mr. Lee Height, Mr. Steve Sheets, Mr. Dave Andrews, Mr. Jim Lane, Mr. Jim Gregory, Mr. Neil Riedel, Mrs. Kathy Millward. You have gone above and beyond for athletes in this area. I can speak for all Blair County athletes when I say, thank you for your generosity and dedication. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you.